15 things to do if you get rich all of a sudden. This has 1.4 million views. I'm going to tell you what I think you should do. We're going to watch this and see if it lines up with what I said or if I was completely wrong. You tell no one. You hire a lawyer and an accountant, and you make sure that that money is locked away. Decide how much you're going to give your family members and stick to that number.
It is incredibly rare. Sometimes it happens that people get a massive influx of capital. The most common way is by inheriting a fortune from a deceased relative.
Not going to happen.
The others are often
me,
different forms of gambling, like winning the lottery or something similar to that. But very few people are ready for the money, and they'll lose it as quickly as they get it. Statistically speaking, over 70% of lottery winners are back to being broke after 3 to 5 years. And this happens because they have no idea what to do with that money. They've never had money, they've never built wealth, and they're eager to spend it all. And that's why having a plan is so important.
I agree, but if I won the Euro Millions, which is like 250 million euros, I don't even know if I could spend all that. Like 250 million is a lot of money. I don't know how these people, I'm telling you, the people that win the lotto and then go broke are the ones that tell their family. If you spend on a whole bunch of things without investing, without trying to make more money, that's on you.
So here are 15 things you should do if you get rich all of a sudden. All right, so we're starting off today at number 1. Don't let anyone know.
Right, that's what I
Now,
said.
this is your number 1 priority at first. Immediately after finding out, shut your mouth, okay? Zip it. This instinct to share the good news with everyone you know, to shout it from the rooftops, to shove it in the faces of your enemies and
I think it is that one. I think it's that shove it in the face of your enemies, because a lot of people spread a lot of negativity. So when they get that big break, when they win that big amounts of money, they say, all of the haters, I finally made it.
Number 2, pay all of your debt. Now, this is the first and only expense you should undertake in the beginning. It's actually a must, because debt is what's going to eat away at your life. As soon as you can, as soon as that money hits your account, proceed to pay off all of the debt you have so far, and then stop.
There is such good thing as good debt, okay? So property, business, those are good debts. That is something that they'll probably get into. Living off debt is what the rich do.
Number 3, do not quit your job yet. Quitting your job immediately after getting money is the first domino in a series of events that will lead you to personal bankruptcy in just a few years' time, okay?
Also, guys, imagine you working your daily job knowing you have 250 million in the bank. How freeing is it going to be going into work knowing that when someone tells you, I need this report done, you know that you, don't have to get it done. You can buy the company if you wanted to.
Although the satisfaction of telling your boss to F off would be enormous for some of you, you'll realize that your feelings toward work have changed. The balance of power has shifted because now you have the power to walk away if it ever comes to it. Number 4, secure the money and let it sit for a while. Once that money reaches your bank account and you've paid off your immediate debt, let it sit for a little while. It's not the money, it's you who needs time to process this.
The issue I have with keeping it for 6 months is if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're going to need some sort of a little bit of extra money. I wouldn't limit yourself to not touching it all. I would say if you win 250 million, you can put 100,000 in your bank account straight that you can use. I disagree with this. Don't touch it for 6 months. Give yourself a small portion so that each month you don't have to struggle anymore.
If you've inherited money from a rich relative, it's pretty likely they had a financial advisor. The proof of their services is in the amount of money you're inheriting. They know what they're doing, and your money is in the right hands here.
Okay, but what if you win the lotto? Go through someone who a trusty relative has gone through. That's probably the easiest way you're going to get a recommendation. Your other option is to go find another wealthy person and see who they go with, and then try and work your way through the system like that. So in agreement with what they say, it's just if you do win the lotto, and you please tip me because of my wonderful advice, but
get comfortable, but not rich comfortable. Pay off your house, yes, but don't move to a rich people neighborhood. This is the most common mistake that athletes make. They buy a really expensive home that comes with additional long-term costs like property taxes, maintenance, and so on, and not only will you spend a bunch of money on it, you've added a layer of recurring debt to your life. Number 8. Do not invest.
She's right, Chad. She is right. But get yourself into a position where you start making money from your money. Then you can buy a house and a car for all your friends and family. Because if you buy a car for all of your family, it doesn't have to be a Lamborghini. It can be a $30,000, $40,000 car. That's still going to be good enough for your family, especially if they don't have a car.
Invest in your friend's business or lend them money. At some point, the cat's coming out of the bag. Everyone's gonna know that you've got money now. Money that you didn't earn yourself, which means that some people believe they're somehow entitled to some of it.
This is exactly what I said in the beginning, is don't give it to people because then you'll find out who the snakes are. A great point that they touched on is if you win money, people don't think you earned it, so they think that they can take some of it or they're entitled to it.
Number 9, do not start a business immediately. We've all had the daydream of being a boss, right? Telling people what to do and looking at other businesses. Like, I could easily do that myself. But the truth is, 9 out of 10 businesses fail. You've already exhausted your luck getting the money in the first place. Luck is not what's going to make your venture successful. Number 10, prepare for change.
Okay.
The more money you have, the bigger the target on your back. Because now people have things to take away from you. You're more likely to be sued. People will try to scam you or use emotional leverage to get more money out of you. Having money is a lot of work. You would think life gets easier with money, but the truth is, some problems get solved, but other, more complex problems typically crop up in their place. Number 11, focus on getting healthier. You've got money. Now it's time to enjoy it for as long as possible.
Definitely get healthier. Get into the gym, build your own gym if you need to, and eat healthy. Get a dietitian, get a meal plan. Now's your chance to get the body of your dreams. Proof, money does buy happiness. If you have a lot of money, you don't have to go to work, so you can afford to go to the gym all day. You can afford to exercise more, eat healthier, feel better, thus happiness. Also, have you ever seen someone sad on a jet ski? No, didn't think
Number
so.
12, the 5% rule. The greatest thing to wrap your head around is the money you just received is not going to last forever. That is, unless you're familiar with the 5% rule. So to put it simply, the money you have needs to be wisely invested so it generates an annual return. If you only spend that return, well, in theory, your money should last forever. Number 13, protect your kids from the money. Not only will your life be turned upside down because of...
Protect your kids from the money. What they mean is don't let them become spoiled brats. They still need to know what it's like to live a hard life. No, in all seriousness, it's about teaching them that every human being deserves to be treated with kindness. It's the smartest
Number
thing
14,
she's saying all video.
do not cheat on your partner. Now this should go without saying, right? Regardless of what your bank account says. But once you've got money, people will want to be around you for their own personal motives.
Yeah.
Temptations will be big and mistakes will be expensive. And number 15, play it safe. Because why risk it? You find yourself in this incredibly fortunate position that you can provide a lasting benefit to you and your entire family if you just play it safe.
I disagree. 250 million on black. Let's do it. Straight to the roulette table. Put all your money on the one. Put your actual lotto ticket on. See if they can double it. Does this video deserve 1.4 million? Let's talk about it. 15 things to do if you get rich all of a sudden. How many of those 1.4 million people are hoping that they're going to get rich in the next couple of days? I suppose all of them. That's the reason I saved it. This information is great, but it goes over the head of 90%, 99% of people, because 99% of people don't suddenly get rich all of a sudden. Take my advice, take their advice. If you do get suddenly rich and you are following me, please, 50 gifted subs would be great for the channel.